E te pika. I call Takutai Tarsh Kermp. Tēnā koe e te pika, tēnā tātou e te whare. I stand on behalf of Te Pāti Māori this afternoon to express our unequivocal opposition to this bill, the Social Security Amendment Bill. When I think about this bill, I think about a whakatauki that we serve by at our marae. A mohi ake e te oro o te iwi ka puta ki te whai au. The health and well-being of our people is paramount, and we must do whatever it takes to ensure our people are well. 70% of Māori are under the age of 40. 1 in 3 Māori are under the age of 25. 30% of our people are on the benefit, and 35% of our people are the working poor. And the employment rate is skyrocketing to a 10%. It's unacceptable. This legislation is under the guise of promoting employment and reducing welfare dependency, which threatens to exacerbate poverty and undermine human rights and disproportionately harm Māori communities. We've been hearing from both sides of the House this afternoon about what's not working, what should be working, how it should happen. I want to share my experiences out in the community, frontlining with people. Yes, here we go again. You know why? Because I tell you a real story from people that I sit with and have sat with, to hear their stories of struggle, because Pohara Street is alive and kicking. Whānau talk about how hard it is. Whānau are struggling out there on the daily. They can't make ends meet. And these sanctions, they're like taking away their livelihood, because the benefit for some families is the only option. Don't get me wrong, there are whānau out there that don't want to be on the benefit and they want to live a better life. But there are just some things that stop them from doing so. Can I talk about the families that come off the street every day in the marae? They actually ask for jobs, they want a job, they want help with a job, but they can't get one. Do you know why? Because they have backgrounds and pasts that the system doesn't allow them to move past their past. We've had whānau that come off the streets that have come out of jail. They want jobs, they can't get one. Or there's an employer that wants to give them the opportunity to have to get that start, but when the police vetting comes back, they haven't met the criteria, so they can't get the job. So they're back and they're needing to be on a benefit. Do you know how that feels for those whānau? They feel shamed. They feel whakamā. And so therefore the cycle continues. There were programs out there that were able to help these families actually get better employment options. They could put them through training, but those funding opportunities for providers have disappeared. Funding has disappeared, and our people are no longer able to seek opportunities to further benefit themselves. I tell you, being whakamā is one of the most horrible feelings to have as a whānau member, and Māori providers are always out there trying to ensure we do give our people a hand up. They don't actually want a hand out, they want a hand up. I also want to say we need solutions, and there are solutions. Whānau, what is a solution? The kaiarahi workforce is a solution. Bringing MSD workers out from behind their desks and into the communities, working alongside providers and partners is a solution. But the bigger solution is our whānau need to know how big their voices are, how important they are. 100,000 people marched. There were 307,000 submissions. We heard those voices, and we want to continue to listen to the voices of our people. The biggest voice, though, I can say for whānau is we need to ensure that this government is a one-term government. Kia ora.
All right. Okay, so where do we go with that? Okay, so to kind of finish up this segment, the majority of people that are complying, okay, and we're talking, there are a lot of people that, like 98% of people that are on the benefit are complying with their obligations, are the same people that take complying seriously, and many of them want to work. Some of them can't work, but they are doing the best they can. They don't want to be a drain on the system. For whatever reason, they've ended up there. And kicking them, it's not going to help them to improve the economy. It's not going to help them to contribute to society. It's going to make them want to shell up, right? And to not want to seek out help. This bill is horrible. It's just going to result in more homelessness. And for what? For what? It's not going to help the economy. Just as I said before, this bill was not necessary, right? The safety net didn't have to be shredded. And are there improvements that can be made? Of course. And, I can go over the list of recommendations made by the Citizens Advice Bureau, who often work with low-income people. I'll just list them off now because I agree with them. Increase core benefit levels to the standard of livable incomes. Okay? Yeah, I agree. Raise the minimum wage to the living wage. Yep. Increase the disability allowance. Yep. Overhaul relationship rules. Yeah, those are dumb.
Yeah, I know. Two Tinder dates.
Yeah. remove
Well, actually,
sanctions.
no, they don't have a guideline as such. So one case manager being 2 Tinder dates, and the family court rule of what do you call it? Living in what do you call it? You know, being together for 3 years.
Oh, I mean, those relationship rules that are currently in place, right? They don't increase transparency or, you know, honesty between a case manager and a beneficiary, right?
No.
And you know, forcing people to be on the same benefit could keep people stuck in really bad relationships. Okay,
Yeah.
so and then to carry on with the list, remove sanctions. Agree, work should be encouraged. It shouldn't be used as a punishment. Why the fuck would you use work as a punishment? I don't know. Because it develops discipline? No, it doesn't. Motivating people to go to work because they get a bigger reward, that motivates discipline. That's called positive reinforcement.
Yeah.
And then their final recommendation is to wipe debt owed to the Ministry of Social Development. 100% agree.
Especially
100%.
considering how easy it is to get into some of the debts, yes.
Absolutely. So the recommendations that they made is a hand up. It's not a handout, right?
Yeah.
Again, like I said, most people that are complying are the same people that want to get into work. Some of them can't for whatever reason, but they're doing the best they can. Let's help those people.
Yeah. Okay.